Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I watched an interview earlier today with Frank Warren, and the interview was conducted by Gareth A. Davies. And obviously afterwards I collapsed, had an epileptic fit, was hospitalised, but I've recovered now. Gareth A. Davies and Frank Warren together, I mean, talk about a double whammy. It's like being hit in the face with a mallet while you're being, buggered by an elephant. But anyway, I watched the video, as horrible as it was, experience as it was, and I had to this is really just a therapeutic video for me to sort of get rid of all of the nonsense, shed the nonsense that comes out of Frank Warren's mouth. I know I'm not saying anything that's new, but Warren was on there. We haven't had one offer from anyone to fight Tyson Fury. Well, Frank, it's not up to other people to come to you with their begging bowls. If you're serious, or rather if Fury is serious about cleaning out the division, it's up to you to work hard as a promoter and as presumably as his representative to say, well, all right, do you want to fight? Okay, here's the terms. Now, Frank said, well, we sent an offer to AJ, this old line about AJ. He's obsessed with AJ. AJ has lost, two of his last three fights. Why are you going on about him? But he said, we sent an offer to AJ, and AJ didn't want it. Okay, well, you sent the offer on the back of AJ's second defeat to Usyk, when he'd had a meltdown, when his confidence was low, when he mentally obviously wasn't in a good place. He's just lost back-to-back fights to Usyk. So yeah, then suddenly you offer him a fight when he's at his most vulnerable. And of course, he's not ready for that fight. And let's not forget that Fury was like, well, this is dragging on. I'm giving you until such and such a time to sign the fight. Control freak Fury. Sit down and shut the fuck up, basically. Because it's not down to you to say, well, you have to sign by such and such a time. These things take time contracts take time. And it's a good way of getting out of it. Sign it by this date or you don't want it. Okay, we all know that this last year, this offer to Joshua was a BS offer. Okay, absolute cobblers. And since then, of course, there's been. Let's just backtrack a little bit. Actually, let's backtrack to just before the Chisora fight. Now, Warren at the time was saying, well, people were criticising the third Chisora fight, quite rightly so, because it was a complete mismatch on pay-per-view. And Warren was saying, there's no one available. No one. That's all we've heard for nigh on a year. Okay, so what Warren is saying is, for a whole year, or for nearly a year, no heavyweight in the top 10 or even the top 15 wants to fight Fury. Gareth A. Davies had a little moment of sanity, a little moment of objectivity, and said to Warren, what about Frank Sanchez? Well, it doesn't make any money, says Warren. Because he's fighting Ngannou, and it's a big blockbuster, and it makes fiscal sense. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he's getting at. It makes fiscal sense, to fight Ngannou. We're making a lot of money. Okay, well that's fine, but you've got a belt, or Fury's got a belt. He's supposed to be a heavyweight champion. Heavyweight champions are supposed to fight their contenders, okay, and that means fighting someone in the top 10, or if not the top 10, at least the top 15, 12 maybe. You cannot say that for nearly a year no contender wanted to fight Fury. It's complete rubbish, complete nonsense. And if you want to talk about, they haven't come to us with any offers. You're the bloody champion. You're a promoter. You're meant to be promoting the heavyweight champion of the world. Go out and get someone. Whether it's Frank Sanchez, could be Martin Bakole, maybe further down the line of Jared Anderson, AJ, of course. Now he's on. Oh, by the way, Warren jumps in with AJ. Why is AJ fighting the bloke that Fury, toyed with a year ago? Or he's talking about Dillian White. Well, in case you'd forgotten, Frank, Joshua fought Dillian White when he was undefeated years before Fury fought him and knocked him flat. Okay, this is two contenders who are damaged goods, Dillian White and AJ. No one's pretending they're still on top of the world, either of them. They're both at a crossroads, and this is a crossroads fight. But no, they haven't got a belt. Neither of them's got a belt. Your guy's the one with a belt. Your guy's the one who should be defending his belt if he's saying, I'm the best of my generation. And Gareth A. Davies had his little phone with him, and he was reading off questions from people. And one of the questions was, how come Fury's calling himself the best when he hasn't fought the best? And Warren went into one. Well, he went over to Germany and beat Klitschko. Brilliant win. No argument there at all. Not from me anyway. And he fought Wilder 3 times in America again. Excellent trilogy, very entertaining. You know, it took a lot of guts for Fury to go to America when he was coming back from his, from losing all that weight. And the first, I think we all agree, or most of us agree, the first fight was a win for Fury, even though he got floored twice. To me, Fury is 3-0 against Wilder. No argument with those 2 opponents, but the guy who asked the question said he's only had 6 fights, and 3 of those were against one guy. You can't say you've cleaned out the division. So yeah, and the guy's question is absolutely pertinent. It's absolutely relevant. Fury is. I've done videos before where we go through different rankings, the top 10 of the WBA, BC, IBF, Ring Magazine, BoxRec, and Fury has fought, depending on which rankings you go down, Fury has fought either 1 top 10er or 3 at the most, depending on which rankings you're looking at. Okay, that's not cleaning out a division. Okay, and all these excuses. Well, they're different generations. It is, no. I'm just so sick of this guy Warren. He just talks so much crap, and of course it's predictable. He is, Tyson Fury's promoter, so he's going to talk a load of shite, which he most certainly does. But let's not lose track of the fact that Fury is the champion. It's up to Fury to fight his guys, to clean out his division. He's not done that. He's not come close to it. And don't allow the spin, don't allow the narrative, don't allow all this, all this smoke and mirrors stuff that Warren's trying to come up with to obscure the fact that Fury needs to fight better fighters. This exhibition thing is actually not an exhibition because it's going to go on their records. You've got a guy who's heavyweight champion of the world fighting a guy who's 0-0. This is going to go down as a 10. It's going to actually be on the record, 110, KO1, whatever the hell it is. Oh, come on, man. Anyway, I've had my little rant. I had to do this video after watching that video, that interview, because I don't know, man. This heavyweight division drives me balmy. We've got brilliant fights coming up. Naoya Inoue and Stephen Fulton, Spence and Crawford, which is a bit late, but at least it's happening now. And then let's concentrate on the good stuff. The heavyweight division at the moment is just in gridlock for reasons which only the promoters can say. Well, I should say only Frank Warren can say. Of course, he's still saying that Usyk ducked the fight. No, he didn't. He didn't duck the fight at all. You made it, or Fury made it so awkward to negotiate that in the end he said sod this, and he went and picked up the Saudi money. Don't blame him either. Good luck to the guy. But Warren's trying to spin it and say, well, he didn't want the fight because he wanted to go with the Saudis. The Saudis made an offer for the Fury-Usyk fight anyway, and that was months ago. Again, more smoke and mirrors nonsense. But anyway, leave your comments below if you've got any. I'll have a read. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button. You know the drill. Build the channel up. Thanks for your time, and I appreciate it. Bye for now.